So when you're solving equations, to solve the equation means you are figuring out what does the variable represent. Remember that a variable is something that is unknown. So to solve it, you're stating what x is equal to. This is your goal. You're always trying to figure out what is the variable. Now, like I just showed you, if I have a plus 5 on the left side, so just, you can even draw an imaginary line down the middle. We have a left side of the equation and we have a right side of the equation. Your goal is to try and get this x by itself. So anything that's around that, you want to get rid of it. You're trying to get that x variable by itself. Does that make sense? So if I have 5, what's the opposite of adding 5? How do I get rid of it? How did we get rid of the 5? Yep. Take them away, right? That's what we did when I showed you visually. What's 5 take away 5? 0. So I just have my x left, which is what I was trying to do. But remember, equations have to be balanced. Whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other side. If I took 5 away from the left side, I have to take 5 away from the right side. Does that make sense so far? So I'm left with x equals 8 take away 5. Now you can just solve that. What is 8 take away 5? 3. So that's it. You've solved the equation. And you can check your answer. Okay, you can check on the side if you're not sure. Well, the original question was x plus 5 equals 8, and I'm saying that x is 3. So if I replace this with 3, is 3 plus 5 equal to 8? What's 3 plus 5? If your left side and your right side are the same answer, when you simplify it, then yes, you've solved it correctly. Okay? If I have a negative 2 on the left side, this is the left side of my equation, this is the right side. I like to draw a little line in the middle just to separate the two sides. And I like to figure out, okay, what am I trying to do? I'm trying to figure out what k is equal to. How do I get rid of negative 2? I'm trying to get rid of it to make it 0. What's the opposite of minus 2? Plus 2, right? What's negative 2 plus 2? 0. You're trying to get this by itself. The goal is to get the k by itself. So you always do the opposite operation. Okay? If it's minus something, then you add. If it's add something, then you take it away. So if I'm adding 2 to the left side, what do I have to do on the right side? Add 2. So we're left with just k equals 11 plus 2, right? That's what we're doing on the right side. We're adding the 2. What's 11 plus 2? So k is equal to 13. That is the final answer. And we can do this in our head. Is 13 take away 2 11? Yeah. Like you can even check it in your head. 13 take away 2 is 11. Yes, it is. So the left side is equal to the right side. That answer is correct. How would I read this question? What does this say? 3 what? What does that mean when you have a number and a variable next to each other? What's the operation? Is it 3 plus d? Is it 3 take away d? What is it? 3 times d, right? 3 multiplied by d. It's 3 multiplied by something will give me 15. Again, you're always doing the opposite operation. Yes, you can do some of these in your head, but when you get into really large numbers, you have to know how to calculate it. So what is the opposite of multiplication? So to get rid of this number, right, we're trying to get d by itself. This right here is multiplication. So to get rid of it, what's the opposite of multiplication? I have to divide. Is it 3 divided by 3? Reduces to 1, right? Does it matter if I put a 1 here? Remember, you can put a 1 in front of a variable. It still just represents the variable. So what did I do on the left side? What did we do? We did divided by 3. So what do I have to do on the right side? Divided by 3. What's 15 divided by 3? 5. That's it. You solved it. Okay, I'll read this one to you. It says negative 4 multiplied by y. Don't forget what you have to do for this question. You're trying to figure out what y is equal to. Okay, so what did you do to get your answer? What did you do? What did you do on the left side to get the answer?
I times it.
You multiplied it? The question is multiplication. What's the opposite of multiplication?
I divide it.
You divide it by what?
5.
No. We are trying to get rid of this -4.
Yeah.
You have to divide it by -4. You have to divide it by itself to get rid of it. So what did you do on the right side? If on the left side I did divide by -4, what do I have to do on the right side?
Divide by -4.
So what is 20 divided by -4? A positive divided by a negative gives me a negative. 20 divided by 4?
-5.
Raise your hand if you got y equals -5.